Can you beat Pokemon Crystal without ever catching a Pokemon? Well, today I'm going to share the story of how, through the power of friendly NPCs and a little luck, we crafted the most unlikely team to become champion and even go on to challenge Red. Oh no, this is not what I had planned for. This is a story of underused strategies and the hidden potential of the Johto region. And we did it all without throwing a single Pokeball. So we are choosing Chikorita, which conveniently for us is being gifted by Professor Elm, so no catching necessary. And while we could have chosen any of the three, I just feel like Chikorita makes for the hardest and most interesting challenge. At the very least, it's gonna make for a hard lance fight, so definitely watch to the end. Oh, you know what? I didn't level up Chikorita for this. Okay. Oh, a nice fail for us. We go for the Growl. So this is a surprisingly hard fight because Silver's trainer profile has his IVs set up to be like almost perfect. So this early in the game, fighting a Pokemon with perfect IVs, DVs is actually quite difficult. Like this thing has some bulk. But we miss. Oh no. Oh yes, right. And that's why I knew I shouldn't be worried, because he got that free berry. Okay, all in all, a well-fought match. So now that we have started our journey officially, can't catch any Pokemon. Not just on this route, of course, but on any route. And so that kind of brings us to our very first challenge, which is not Youngster Joey, but just the fact that I don't think there are any giftable Pokemon before the first gym. And so we normally play with enforced level caps going into the gym, but because Faulkner is level 9, there's just like too many trainers that we have to fight to even make it to him to avoid over leveling. But also that's fine because we have to fight Flying Gym Faulkner with just a Chikorita. Now listen, I'm not saying it's just a Chikorita. Okay, Chikorita is actually pretty underrated, just not for the first gym. We got Razor Leaf, right? That's nice. Razor Leaf is like 80 base power if you count stab. So, okay, that was a crit. But it's often crit, so maybe that'll be the play. Okay, so Route 31, once again, no freebies, no handouts. Now, Violet Gym starts with an iconically difficult trainer. This guy has a level 9 Sparrow that knows Peck, so we may as well head up Sprout Tower. It is optional in the original Crystal, unlike Heart Gold, Soul Silver. And yeah, like he does 1 damage. This is free for Chikorita. And that right there is what we're looking for. Okay. Here we go. Dude, this guy might be the hardest junior trainer in the game. Actually, comment down below if you can think of anyone that's harder. But we're gonna lead with the Reflect, cause like that's 10 damage. Wow. Spear definitely doesn't have high special defense. So that's still like, is that 7 off a Reflect? Anyway, I think, okay. That's probably as much as a tackle would do. They have the same accuracy, but this can crit, and it's all down to the crit. Oh god, it really is down to the rolls and the crits. Okay, that was 6. Come on. Okay, he needs to low roll. We need to high roll. Let's see a Chikorita. Well, guys, we've got berries, so let's try that again. Once again, we go for the Reflect. Oh my god, he back-to-back crits me. I'm sorry, what? Please give me a crit. Oh my god. Oh my god, this top percent Spearow dude. Now let's see a crit for us, please. We're not using items in battle. That rule still applies. Set mode, you know the drill. Come on, Chikorita, show me the crit. Okay, we've got the content rolling in now. There we go. It was worth coming close to absolute humiliation. I just went to check to see Chikorita's DVs. That's Gen 2's version of IVs. Basically, its defense is the equivalent of the highest IV you can have. It also has like a near perfect HP. So to really drive home how bad Chikorita is for Johto's early game, this is like the best case scenario Chikorita. It's tough. I guess we're gonna send this. I don't think this Pidgey has Gust. It might actually probably have Gust. That's a huge crit. Okay, just tackle. So DVs are calculated out of 15. We have 13 HP, I think 7 attack, 15 defense, 7 in special attack and special defense, and then I think 9 speed. So all things considered, this is like a pretty top tier Chikorita. IV equivalent, this is everything above 15. Okay, so with that said, I don't know if this is gonna work, man. We couldn't even beat a Fearow. Like, yikes. Let's try. I think there is a small chance we can win this if things go not poorly. We'll start with a Razor Leaf, not a Reflect, because this thing doesn't have Gust. It would never Mud Slap, because that's not gonna do much. I don't want to crit here. Okay, that's good. So now we set up the Reflect, that when Pidgeotto comes in, it doesn't get a big power Gust off on us. Nice. Oh, okay, wasted crit, whatever. Okay, there we go. We get the level. So now we should have... Oh, okay. We outspeed? Really? This gives us a bit of wiggle room to further nerf its attack. So 5 with Reflect and -1. Okay, speed tie. That still surprising. Right, so we can like -2. We still have the berry, right? -3. That's nice to get him out in front. Oh, still 5s. Wow, and the Reflect fades. We get the berry up, and it's -3. Dang. Is Reflect, like, doing anything? Anyway, let's... That was weird. Okay. That's a big crit. Wow, I feel like we're now in it because of that crit. Why is it doing the same? Do I not understand how Reflect works in Gen 2? It's no different. Okay, we kind of need another crit then. Damn. Okay, if it does 2 5s, we win this. Or if next turn we outspeed. This turn doesn't matter unless we crit. Okay, please do 5, not 6. Okay, both of our moves can miss. Do 5. Oh, dude. Chikorita, man. Chikorita. 2. And there's the clutch. 2 1 HP survives against bird Pokemon. That was pretty impressive. Oh my God, dude. Guys, this is a very exciting moment for us because we are now able to pick up our second Pokemon, which is the Togepi egg. Now, normally most players would hatch this thing by the time they get to Goldenrod, but we're going up against a bug gym next. We kind of need all the help we can get for that. So we are going to, we're going to use speed up. We're going to hatch Togepi right here and now. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be 1 Togepi. This is an interesting addition to our team. Togepi doesn't actually come with moves, but Charm is really good because it's -2 on the opponent's attack. So that actually on its own is really useful in unison with Chikorita against a bug gym. The other thing we're going to get right away is the... Waiting for it. Miracle Seed. They did kind of realize that grass was in a bad spot. So you do get at least the first held item for the grass starter. So now begins the very fun swap grind. Nice thing about this route too is it has quite a few single Pokemon trainers. So you've got this single high level Pokemon that is then really easy for grinding up the little folks. And there's Togepi with Metronome. Not really adding much at this point. Actually, this route is pretty favorable for Chikorita. So you've also got these fishermen, and then you've got Union Cave. So it's like, yeah, you know, kind of bad for Faulkner, but this is a nice reprieve from that badness. Level 9 on the Togepi. Okay, we're getting things going. Chikorita with Poison Powder for 15. I will get rid of Growl. TM 39 right here. First, like, good TM. Swift. Normal type move. Oh, Togepi does learn Swift. That's actually huge. Show us that huge damage. Okay. Reminder that Swift is a physical move in this game, so it's not going to use Togetic's decent special attack, but also reminder that Fairy type does not exist in this game either. All right, guys, so far Togepi has soloed this rocket section. Don't know if Togepi's gonna be able to deal with the big dog. We'll lead with a Charm. Okay, there's potential here. I think we're actually gonna have to go with Metronome because Swift won't do much damage to this Bulkster. So let's get a Psychic off maybe. Snore, okay. Quick Attack, nice. Yeah, and we're poisoned. Curse, okay. Okay, Togepi, I see you. Actually, you know what? If we're +1, let's start, you know, that's nice, okay? Let's start going for some Swifts here. Yeah. Nice. All right, Togepi, you've done your duty. It is time for Chikorita. Guess we just tackle. It's not bad. See, the big thing is, though, it's -2 attack, so Smog shouldn't hurt too bad. Okay, that was a crit. Oh, thank God. Yeah, there we go. I feel like a Razor Leaf is going to do more damage. Beautiful. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we hit level 16. So not only is that going to be a defeated Rocket Grunt, but ladies and gentlemen, say hello to one of the greatest mid-stage evolutions of all time. We have Bayleaf. Can Bayleaf take down a Scyther? I'm not super confident, but we'll see. Now it is time for Gym 2. Bugsy. We've got another very bad matchup. And so I had a thought here, right? We could grind walking, and that would get Togepi's friendship high enough to become Togetic, which has flying type, which would resist Bugsy's moves. However, my issue with that is then it makes it worse for Whitney, which is overall the harder fight. We are just gonna send it. This is gonna be so bad. I don't really know what the plan is. Charm the Scyther. That's basically it. That's not great damage. I guess it's not doing great damage to us either, though, at least. Nice. All right. Togepi is way better of a Pokemon than I thought it was going to be. It's no Furret, but early game, like, it really did just come down to giving this thing Swift. Dang, I don't like this. Charm it, I guess. You know what? I'm feeling spicy with the Metronome. Give me like a Fire Blast or something, Togepi. That's not the move. That is not the move. That is 1 damage. Come on, Metronome. That's actually a great move. Let's go. It was worth it. Always does half the Pokemon's remaining HP. Now what can we do? Okay. We also get the berry off. I think there's a pretty good chance we can get some charms in here before going down on Scyther. Getting lucky on the poison stings. That was a high roll and just no poison. We deserve to be poisoned, but we don't. Wow, Togepi is fighting for us. Okay, level up. Gonna be a little more HP, maybe a little more defense. Right, we could definitely take 1 hit from this Scyther. So let's go for the charm. Yeah, Fury Cutter, that is terrifying, don't get me wrong. Is this even the play? Because it's just gonna keep boosting. But like, also, it is now -6 attack. Maybe it misses? Okay. Oh, this Fury Cutter is really strong. This might have just gone horribly, and I did not make the right play. How much damage is that? Oh my God. That was a -6 Fury Cutter. Well, I didn't really consider how negligible the charm boost would be. I just thought that would like nerf its attack into the ground. It wouldn't be able to do anything. But I guess when your attack, what was that? That was like 15, 30, 60, 120. That was like a 240 base power move. So, okay. Here's what we're gonna do, guys. When you're in battle, if you use X attacks and stuff, that actually boosts its happiness by like 1 or 2 points. Kind of works similar to maybe a protein or something. So we can use those, give it a little extra boost. And then from here, I think it's every 256 steps, you gain something like 1 point of happiness. So this is probably going to take a while, but seeing how cracked that Scyther was, I don't think there's an alternative method to winning this fight. A few hours later, and I did this right. I did this right. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to a honestly not very good Pokemon. Weighing in with a total base set of 405. We've got 55 HP, 40 attack, 85 defense, 105 special defense is nice. 80 special attack is enough for Gen 2 standards. And then sadly 40 speed. I actually think if this thing had like 80 speed, it could be pretty salvageable, but it's just so slow. Anyway, for this point in the game, it is still pretty weak for a Scyther, but it at least now resists Fury Cutter. Okay, so round 2, we are switching this up by leading with Bayleaf, and we will Razor Leaf on Metapod. Decent damage. Nice. Now, whatever comes out next, we want Reflect set up. My guess is it will be Kakuna. There's the level up. Yeah, okay. So we make Poison Sting hurt a little bit less while we will use Tackle. Metapod is only a 2x resist, but this is a 4x resist on Razor Leaf. So now we're waiting for the poison. And we prepared with a Poison Cure Berry. Get out of here with your Pecha Berries. This is Gen 2. And the question is, can we just not get poisoned again? Nice. Nice. Okay, so Scyther wants to drag this fight into deep water, and if it wants to do that, we will use Poison Powder. Fury Cutter with Reflect doesn't do a whole lot yet, and that is lovely. Also 4x resists. We just gotta go for tackles here. We don't love the Fury Cutter setup. There's a crit. Honestly, that might be better. I think I lead with a Charm here. Gets hurt by poison. Go for the Swift. Nice. Okay, that's not bad. Oh, damn, we're dead next turn, huh? But that's right. Can we hold on with a berry? I feel like it's not gonna be enough. Okay. Wow, and Togetic clutches up. I don't know how that did such little damage. I really thought that was gonna like take us out. Ladies and gentlemen, the power of Togetic. That is badge number 2. All right, so this is also super exciting because we now begin the journey to getting our 3rd Pokemon. Now we've got this Silver fight who leads with a Ghastly. We're going to, yeah, this makes sense. Give our Paralysis Cure Berry Togetic as well. You know what? Actually, all 3 of his Pokemon resist grass moves, so we need to lead with Bayleaf. Yikes. This is not going to be an easy one either. This is somehow Bayleaf's best matchup. I guess we Razor Leaf, because that's all we can do. Yeah, 5 levels is enough to do something. Right, level advantage does a lot for us. I'm gonna Reflect. Since this guy 4x resists grass, we go for the Tackle. I'm actually gonna Bite because it's a special move in this game. So weird, but I gotta remind people that. Oh, this is the Supersonic. That's lovely. We appreciate that big time. And then, nice, okay. Bayleaf putting up a much better show than I thought it would. This is where it gets a little spicy though, right? Because it sends out the Quilava, level 16, that's scary. He's going to Ember, of course. We're going to lead with a Poison Powder. That's huge. I guess the Reflect doesn't hurt here, sure. He might want to go for like a quick attack or tackle. Go down. The team has got some synergy, right? Because now we can Mud Slap. Go for a little accuracy thing. If he wants to play the accuracy game too, that's fine, right? Because we've got the poison up. Nice, we get some accuracy debuffs. Right, we get the Mud Slap off. Like, it's like, this is a game you don't want to play with me, right? We've got nice special defense, so that's all right too. Even if I'm gonna miss, it's all good. Goes for a Leer. Sure, poison does its thing. We missed, that's insane that we missed 3 times in a row, but it's fine. Because now he misses. Poison does its thing, and Mud Slap gets off. And ladies and gentlemen, that was a pretty solid rival too. Easily the hardest rival fight in the game. I guess that's the thing, is like, Togetic is a generally bad Pokemon, but like if you get it early, it still does have 105 special defense, which is pretty crazy. All right, so this guy's gonna give me Cut, which I hate. I don't want Cut. So Bayleaf is gonna be learning Body Slam at 31. I think we can get by with Cut. Just that Headbutt would be so much better. So there's the Headbutt. Man, it would be so nice to give Headbutt to Bayleaf. Anyway, it is at least a damage boost for Togetic. We can get rid of Swift. So 60 base up to 70. That's nice. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is gonna take us to our 3rd gift Pokemon. I'm saving beforehand because there's some good things here and some bad things here. And we really want something that's like not another normal type. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are. Please just don't give me a normal type. That's all I ask. Okay, that's actually really really good. Man, I actually think that's like the best thing we could have got now that I think about it. I mean, I guess probably a Jinx. Like Ice Psychic is just so good for the Elite Four. Man, this thing is like really fast and has really good special attack. Okay, I think for right now, we're just gonna wanna swap grind this guy to get it to a moderately respectable level. I'm pretty sure Aleka gets Thunder Punch at like level 9 or something stupid, so we don't even need to teach it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a second. Whoa, wait a second. Is this guy shiny? Give me a second here, guys. Okay. Oh my God, dude. For anyone that doesn't know, the odd egg has like, it's like a 16% chance. So it's like 1 in 6 or so. So this is not a super rare shiny at all. Don't think I'm like, you know, this is not regular 1 in 8,000 by any stretch. That is just so funny. Like, it looks no different. Because when it first came out, it almost looked like that would be its like opening thing. But I'm like, wait, like your Pokemon don't have an opening animation. Oh my God, dude. Cress, can you pull up the Gen 2 shiny Elekid versus regular? Just put it on screen right now because like, oh, it does have the shiny logo up there. Yeah. Way up in the corner. How is this a shiny? That's so funny. Oh, the nice thing about shinies too is that the shiny actually has way better DVs. Like on account of the odd egg just being like generally good Pokemon, like Jinx, Magmar, Electabuzz, even Clefable, like they're all good Pokemon. So you can get by with them having really bad DVs, but getting the shiny, like that's actually the best thing. It'll have really good DVs on top of being already a really good Pokemon is sick. Make room for Sweet Kiss. We do want to take Sweet Kiss. Guys, I love gambling when it comes down to content, but Togetic is not good enough to go gambling, so I'm very sorry. All right, guys, so before we take on Whitney, there is one more gift Pokemon we can pick up. My thing with Kenya is, one, it's such an overused Pokemon. My biggest thing with like any video you see on this channel is like, we're trying to do challenge runs, but the big thing for me is always trying Pokemon and running teams that have very underused Pokemon. To me, I'm never trying to like completely optimize and abuse a challenge run. I'm just trying to make it as fun as possible. I think sometimes people miss that in the comment section. And so while I do really like Kenya, I just think it's like a very overused pick. Plus on top of Togetic, we have another flyer coming a bit later, probably. So there's gonna be the Quick Claw. That's gonna be nice on a slow Togetic. While we're here, we will of course do the little fence trick, pop down here. One of those things that like 2% of people watching this video won't know about. And it's always nice to show to give it to them. This is my favorite secret in this entire game. It just hits, man. Oh, wow, Elekid gets light screen early too. Get rid of Leer for that. I mean, not great stats, but like actually solid for a baby. It's such a nice pickup too, because once it evolves, it's gonna be so nice because we don't currently have a fast Pokemon. So while we're here, I'm gonna pick up Fire Punch. I guess I'll do Ice Punch too. And he does learn Fire Punch. Oh wait, it's actually a she. I'm sorry, Elekid. Man, I'll get rid of Dizzy Punch easily. Is Electabuzz one of the few that learn all 3? Oh my God, dude. That is so lethal. Self-imposed rule here. The triple punches are so overpowered. Most of the electric types in this game learn Thunder Punch and Fire Punch. Most don't learn Ice Punch as well. I think that's a little too overtuned. Just personal preference. I also have a Pokemon in mind that we can get an ice move for. So just for my own personal vibes, it's like Ampharos, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, Typhlosion, Thunder Punch, Fire Punch, right? I like that vibe. I feel like it's one coverage move, feels fair. I feel confident in our team. As I click A, I'm like, ah! I feel like we have a pretty good team for this. Okay, let's do this. So, I don't know, we'll just lead with damage. Clefairy's not that strong. Now, maybe from this point, I think we early swap to Bayleaf. Whitney, ladies and gentlemen, of course she hits a pain split. Cause why? Cause of course. Okay, well, let's Razor Leaf. Dude, that's brutal. That is so, oh my God, she's getting good moves. Come on, can we please just kill? Okay. This was not how I expected this to go. I was like, yeah, we're gonna be like basically full health going into Miltank, but no. We're gonna start with okay, you're gonna outspeed me because of course you are, you're Miltank, but I am gonna hit a poison powder because I feel like that is always the way to let this be okay. And then I should still live one more hit. Yep. And it gets hurt by poison. I can at least get a reflect up and we just lose. We just lose, right? There's like, what can I do? I don't know. Because if I swap into Kenya, maybe I just hope she misses. Low odds to hit all 5, right? She's gonna be fine. Doesn't take no poison damage when you kill, huh? Sick. Okay. Well, let's go for a quick attack. Okay, yeah, so that was a bad idea because it doesn't actually take any damage when it kills. So we just have to hope that it's gonna miss right here. Yeah, okay. All right, I have another plan. It's gonna work. I really thought the team was starting to come together, guys. I'm sorry. We're just damage. We're just damage output right now. Not bad. No, hit me with a shadow ball. That works too. Perfect, actually. Nice. Let's go, Togetic. That is my dog right there. We are mud slapping this thing. I don't care. Of course you crit me, but I don't care about anything. I just need to get this thing's accuracy lowered, and I'm gonna do it again. And you're not gonna crit me, so it'll do the same amount of damage it did last time. Beautiful. And I think this takes it down to like 66% accuracy on a normally accurate move. So I don't know. Anyway, maybe you'll miss and then I can hit a charm. Or we speed tie. That doesn't make any sense, but okay. EVs go hard. What can I say? Let's sweet kiss maybe? Fair enough. We're dead. It's all good. You're inaccurate. You're a little nerfed right now. And that's what we like to see. Now we go to the Bayleaf. We're gonna go poison powder. That's right, Bayleaf, or Miltank, you're ugly. My Bayleaf is not attracted to you and your udders. Let's hit a reflect next. Ha! Take that! Excellent. We hit a reflect. We are bulked up. We are feeling good. And now I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, I'm gonna hit an attract again. Well, guess what? Elekid is straight. I'm sorry. Or you can just stomp on me, whatever. Here's the thing. It's poisoned, right? We can do this. We can do this dance, right? It's okay. Elekid has got it. There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, might have taken 2 tries. I came in with a very bad strategy. The team had it. I didn't there. Nice. Okay. What is that? That's 1 loss against random Spearow guy, 1 loss against Faulkner, and 1 loss against Whitney. That's 3 total. All right, sweet, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be badge number 3 locked in. I don't know how anyone would mistake this, but in case you're wondering, Sudowoodo does not count. Static encounter does not make it special, and you still have to catch it. So there he goes. However, as we make it to Ecruteak, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get, that's right, that's Bill right there. You know Bill, okay? This is the guy who turns himself into a Pokemon in Gen 1 and gives you the SSN ticket. For anyone who doesn't know, now he's got the time capsule fixed up. So tomorrow, you know, we can trade with Gen 1, which is kind of cool. Time capsule, right? We love that. However, the much, much bigger deal is we can go back to Bill and he's gonna say, hey, wanna do me a favor and give me this Eevee? I don't know, man. One of the cooler things that Gen 2 actually did is give you an Eevee, considering that you've got, you know, Umbreon and Espeon. Based off of everything else it does, like, I could see this game just not doing that, but it's actually pretty monumental for us. So as much as I liked having Kenya on the team, no, I actually never do this, and I think he won't even take it. Oh, that's nice. Okay, worth it. He doesn't even want the Kenya back. Oh, the guy actually does take the Kenya. Okay, my bad. It's just that you could put the male on another Pokemon and he'll take that one instead and keep Kenya. That's how that works. Anyway, like I said, you know, someone's gonna comment on this video. They're gonna be like, of course you can beat the game with only gift Pokemon. Just solo the game with Feraligatr at level 80. And it's like, yeah, I know, but like, we want to have fun. Stop discouraging fun. Now, one thing I do want to note is we can actually get across to get the Water Stone right now. You can go through the cave, but I guess I'm giving away which evolution I want. My thought process is just that, like, we've got electric grass. We should probably either get fire or water. Having a water type is just so important for the late game. And I don't think there's any other gifts that are possible are capable of becoming water type? I don't think so. Yeah, Eevee is our only chance at a water type. Actually, with no Magby, there's no chance at a fire type, but water is way more important. Anyway, we're not gonna go through the cave because a normal type for Morty is just useful. Now, I'm going to teach Eevee Headbutt, and let's see what this guy can do against an Umbreon. Not bad. Okay, Eevee is impressive. I guess that's the power of Stab Headbutt. So with that, we can pick up Surf. So if we take a little peek at Eevee's learn set, it's getting Bite at level 30. Anyway, we've got a rival battle. Imagine just pulling a Bite on a Haunter. Like, be so good. Okay, now we are cursed, but I kind of got to take this Mud Slap. It's like the only move that isn't resisted by Magneton. Oh wait, no, we have Fire Punch. I'm silly. Okay, Quilava next. Honestly, guys, like I am impressed with the team. We're not insane yet, but every Pokemon here is offering something useful. There's really no like pure horrible stragglers. I think we got to swap here, and then it's a Headbutt. Okay, then it's another Headbutt. All right, nice job, Eevee. It's so fun to run an Eevee in Johto, man. I never do it. / Electabuzz either. And now we fall into a hole. But oh wait, I just ran into 3 legendary Pokemons. I mean, it's not like we can catch them, but we've made it to Morty. This is not a very good team for Morty. Okay, so you've got good offense, but too weak to really deal with like a Gengar. Actually, this is probably the normal type we want, huh? Bayleaf is like so bad for this fight, and then Eevee cannot damage it. Okay, I have a plan. Truth be told, never do this. Don't know my way through Mount Mortar at all. Consider myself a Gen 2 expert, but Mount Mortar is just so irrelevant. And I'm so ready for the person in the comments section to be like, well, actually, you can find a guy with a Tyrogue after the 8th gym here. And it's like, just think about what you just said, man. Okay, never mind. That was super easy. Yeah, so what's funny is like the Pokemon here are actually leveled to pre-Morty. 1 Quillfish. That's it. All right. Don't worry, Tully. We love you. So we get this guy's number. Now we need to head back home. We want to save in front of our mom. How does this work again? Yes, change daylight savings time. Nothing. So we reset, I think. Okay, there we go. There we go. So there's a call. Hello, Tully here. What a perfect day for fishing. We should get a battle going. Okay, so that's not what we're looking for. So basically, we're just gonna redo this over and over. He calls again. Tully here. What a perfect, no, none of that. Oh, I picked up a good little thing at the water's edge. Like I promised, it's yours. Tully, man, you're such a homie. What a nice guy. And also to the devs of Gen 2 Pokemon, thank you for adding this in. Now we go back to Tully, and there's our Water Stone. Okay, so now we take our Water Stone, we give it to Eevee, and then say hello to Vaporeon, which is gonna get Bite at 30, and then Aurora Beam at 36. Also has an absolutely insane stat profile. Also, Vaporeon's a big bulkster, so he'll give it the HP up. More importantly than anything, guys, Vaporeon learns Surf. Yeah, and I mean, not even just Surf. It learns Surf as a water type with 110 special attack. That's gonna be real spicy. We have the last part of this puzzle is a coughing Togetic thing. So check this out. That's exactly what we want. Togetic is poison. We can now run. I think we'll lead Bayleaf just because it has the least to do. All right, let's do it, Leader Morty. Bayleaf out first. I think I'm just gonna, yeah, like he's always gonna go for that turn 1 curse. That is classic Morty. And that is enough damage. Getting all the bad stuff out first. Beautiful. Now, at this point, I feel like I may as well just stay in. Yeah, fair enough. We've all learned what an Elekid can do against a Haunter, so I think this is the next play. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. As I always need to say, this Gengar is a monster. Probably the most underrated, difficult Pokemon in this gym league. I don't know if this team alone could do it. However, a poisoned Togetic is the key here because, yes, we're hurt by poison. However, he goes for the hypnosis, and we can't be put to sleep because we already have status. That is the key to this fight. So sure, Betty, you go right ahead. You mean look me. That actually might be horrific now that I think about it. No, I'll eventually die with poison. Okay, so Gengar can't use Dream Eater. He's shown he has Mean Look. That doesn't do anything. And he can't Hypnosis. The last move that he has access to is Shadow Ball, which he'll never use because he knows that Togetic is normal. He is locked. He can't do anything against us until he gets all the way through his moves and can struggle, but we will obviously be dead by then. Now, if you're keeping track along at home, this is going to be Mudslap number 6, which obviously isn't enough to kill it, but we bring his accuracy so far down that the odds of Hypnosis hitting has got to be like 10-20%. We still have 2 Pokemon in the back, so even if he lands 1, it wants to start Dream Eater shenaniganing, we can just swap out. Dream Eaters again, right? Mudslap is not enough. That's fine. We die to poison. That's perfect because we were running out of Mudslaps. Wow, that is an interesting back sprite. But anyway, and then all we have to do is swap in. He somehow lands it. That's insane. But he's gonna go for a Dream Eater, which won't land. We swap out. And now the chances of him hitting 2 back-to-back, he doesn't even outspeed us. Lekid is crazy, man. Let's go. And ladies and gentlemen, there is a very cheesed Morty. He still does have 1 more Haunter, but like, we know how this matchup goes. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is, Lekid for the win there. We got a team, man. We got a team coming together. It's not perfect yet. It still needs some moves. It still needs some evolutions. It needs some rounding out for sure. But I'm feeling pretty good. Also, Shadow Ball. Togetic is probably the only thing that learns it, but it's a special attacker. Ghost is physical, so we're not going to take that. Now, in the last run, we did Can You Beat Johto with Johto Pokemon only, and we actually did our route split to the east first, so the price route. Because we did that last time, I think we should switch it up. Head west first. Now, actually, on that note, I'm gonna try to think here. Are there any more gift Pokemon we can get? There sure is. We'll get there in a bit. Okay, now Bayleaf is gonna get Synthesis. I do kind of want Synthesis for like our end game learn set. So I'm gonna get rid of Poison Powder. I think Reflect is more valuable. Again, we can't use items in battles, so healing is actually pretty good. I am definitely saving up for one of the good game quarter moves, maybe even just waiting till post game to get like Ice Beam or something. Grabbing the Nugget because we need cash. Hello, Rival. Hello, Olivine City. Lighthouse should be a really good training arc for us. So now begins our journey across the ocean. Oh, Togetic's gonna pick up Encore, which is really nice. A tricky move to use right, but when done well is very overpowered, so I think that's gonna help Togetic stay relevant through the rest of this run. Now, as for these fights, it's a very good opportunity for experience, but none of them are overly interesting, so we'll probably just skip ahead. We have access to our next gift Pokemon. This is Kirk, who had his Sneasel stolen from our rival Silver, and he's scared that Silver's gonna come back. So he gives us, well, you guys, if you don't know, he gives us a level 15 Shuckle. Now listen, I know what they say not to do with Shuckle, and I personally am going to take that literally and not really use Shuckle. I guess I will give it a berry so it can give us berry juice. The only thing Shuckle might be able to do for us is learn Strength. I feel like it can't. Oh, it can! Wow, Shuckle, you are in fact a homie. Okay, that's important because we need Strength to get through this gym. Now, before we fight Chuck, I want to introduce a new rule that I've never ran Johto with before. At this point in the game, the gym leaders get easy at 5 because they start going backwards in number of Pokemon. Morty had 4, Chuck has 2. So I want to go with the anime rule where because Chuck is using 2 Pokemon, I can only fight with 2 Pokemon. So for this fight, I am going to run Vaporeon and Bayleaf. And if those 2 Pokemon faint, we lose. All right, the 2v2 begins with Primeape versus Vaporeon, who I'm really hoping can just out-stat this guy with Surf. It's looking good. That is solid damage with a crit, though. That'll be Primeape down. Now, this is a pretty bad matchup for us. I'm gonna go... Okay. I'm gonna go with a headbutt. and we'll just chip. Okay, he's gonna go for the Mind Reader Dynamic Punch. We'll chip. Maybe go for a quick attack first, and then... there comes the Dynamic Punch. Wow. That's not as much as I was thinking, but I guess Vaporeon is insanely bulky. So we do get the quick attack off, and he lands it. Fair enough. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, we are down to our last Pokemon, which does feel like a little more intense than, you know, you got 3 in the back pocket. It's just like, it's lame, you know? I like this. This feels good. The fact that he hits it again now has me feeling like, why did I agree to this challenge? Let's see. Bayleaf, you just got to hit one. Okay. Surely he'll miss, right? Beautiful. Now you just got to hit this, Bayleaf. You got this. It's so easy. Surely this will kill. Oh, okay. All right, well, it's gonna come down to another miss, but we speed tie, I guess, and I outspeed, and ladies and gentlemen, Chuck's easy, but the 2v2 made it kind of interesting, I guess. Now we can pick up Fly, and this is actually kind of nice, right? We can teach this to Togekiss. I'm actually gonna get rid of Headbutt for now because I need Mudslap for this upcoming fight with Jasmine. And actually, on that note, I think it would be a lot more interesting if we just fight Jasmine now. I don't know, I think if we wait till post price, she's always pretty easy, but with her 35 Steelix at this point, is gonna be a pretty notable level gap. I think it'll be more fun if we do it this way. So for this one, we've just got Vaporeon, Bayleaf, and Togetic. We're gonna lead Togetic because we still have Mudslap, of course. 4 times super effective, but still 20 base power move. And that's obviously what we knew was coming. Wow. Okay, we might actually lose this. Maybe this was a bad idea too. I just think that Vaporeon can one-shot here. Nicely done. Now, probably should have gone with Elekid, huh? I don't think we'll one-shot from this range, so we'll go to Bayleaf. I think we still got this, right? Because Thunder... oh, Thunder Wave, okay. You're gonna resist me, but I'm gonna resist you. So this is just gonna be a bit of a chip fest. I think if we can just get one more down before dying ourselves, that should put us in the clear. Nice. Okay, wow, 3 in a row. Maybe something weird will happen. Never mind, I'm done. Excellent effort there, Bayleaf. And then now we can go out to Vaporeon. We do outspeed. Vaporeon Surf is currently our highest power move, so that, like, that's beautiful. And then the big thing is Steelix doesn't have a whole lot of special defense and is a ground type. So I'm feeling pretty good about this matchup. Wow. Okay, Vaporeon. Oh, Jasmine is the first to use a potion. Okay. Well, that makes this a little interesting. So this is going to be 3 shots to kill now. But how does that set us up, right? Because the Sunlight is strong, but we attack. There's no way Steelix has anything to one-shot us. Like Iron Tail, no. Rock Slide, not stat. Rock Throw, maybe? Yeah, it's... even if you did hit, okay. And there it is. Nice. So again, I feel like this fight was more interesting because of the 3v3. Also way more interesting by doing it now. That would have been a joke had we waited. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be badge 5 and 6. I didn't know badge 5, but there we go. Don't know if we can do much with the Iron Tail, but we'll take it. And thank you very much, Jasmine. Now from here, guys, it is Lake of Rage time. All right, guys, we're just gonna fight this regular old nothing looking Gyarados versus our regular, not fancy Elekid. And we're gonna Thunder Punch and kill it because, oh, uh-oh. Well, I was gonna say, because it is not a gift Pokemon and we can not catch it. Oh, that's also the red scale. That can become a EXP share if we need it. Spoiler, we are gonna need it for our last Pokemon. Okay, here we go. War crimes, censored. You didn't see that. Nothing happened. YouTube friendly. Now, guys, because we have already done the western side of the game, this is gonna be very easy. That said, it is free easy XP, so I don't mind taking a little bit of this. You know, we've certainly got a steep curve coming up into Claire and then Lance. There's a case to be made for taking every fight you can. Okay, that's gonna take Bayleaf to level 31, which is a big level for it because it's learning Body Slam. And I am going to lose Reflect. So nice little training arc for the lad. All right, Mr. Yuck guy, Ito. If you know, you know. Thank you for your password, sir. Now we've got our final executive fight for this hideout. This is always a cool moment. Always like that. But I don't believe this is anything super significant. It is the I feel like Jesse-inspired design of this game. Okay, so not much of an issue for Elekid, who is level 28. Kind of crazy, man, that this guy is still holding up as a baby Pokemon. Oh my gosh, into a gloom. Big final fight, guys. Okay, and then it's the Murkrow. And there it is. That is that. Clear out some electrodes, and that'll be Whirlpool from Lance, I think. It sure is. Time for Gym 7. So this gym is mostly water types, which should be good news for getting our buddy here evolved. So that's gonna do it, and a little sign of what's to come. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if I've ever had an Electabuzz in Johto before. I can also see this feeling more like a shiny in this sprite because I actually like know what the original looks like. We'll do another comparison on screen just to show the very subtle differences. So for this one, guys, it really is just gonna be a 2v3 because Togetic's not doing much here, and he leads a seal, you know? This is lower than anything on the last two gyms, so it's kind of a tragic fight, you know? What can you do? Okay, he is gonna send Piloswine out, but the thing is, Piloswine doesn't actually have any ground moves. A Blizzard, I'm happy to see him get that off. Oof. That's because Piloswine is a physical attacker. This is a good sign though, right? Because you don't want to be at price and like struggling at all, right? Because like if you're struggling at price, it's a very bad sign of what's to come. Or we're also gonna get Icy Wind, which actually is pretty good. So Vaporeon, but Vaporeon gets Aurora Beam at 36. Rocket time now. Warning, these guys aren't very good. Okay, so there's Bite. We will just get rid of Growl. And that is a pretty major buff. And because Bite is special, like that's so weird that Bite is a good move on Vaporeon. That just like hurts my brain. I know I often talk trash about this place, but level 30 is impressive. Okay, imposter time. Everybody knows the deal. This guy just has coughing. And now he is stupid. And Bayleaf is evolving! Mega Meganium. It's not actually mega, it's just regular sized Megan. Okay, that leads us to Rival 4. Oh, not a great matchup. We got a wing attack coming in, I bet. Confuse Ray. Magnemite goes down. Dude, Electabuzz is honestly just crazy. This dude just beat stuff. And that is why I'm very glad we restricted it from getting Ice Punch. Oh, that's right. It's just a Quilava here. And that's what always makes this fight just a little easy. Yeah, sorry, bum. Okay, guys. Ito, yuck guy, round final. We beat him, which of course also means we have rescued the director, picked up the amulet coin, make a quick stop at Mr. Pokemon's house for the EXP share, slap that bad boy on Togetic, and make it to unnamed final executive, aka Archer of Heart Soul Silver. Stomp down his Houndour, stomp down his coughing, and stomp down his Houndoom. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the world save. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Okay, so that's the clear bell. Not usable for this run because we would have to catch Suicune, of course. Now, I don't know if this will be useful, but she is going to give us the pink bow, which for those that aren't in the know, this is the original Silk Scarf, and we did it. So I got to note, you know, normally your team is looking like level 31-ish by this point, but because we only are training 4 Pokemon, we're actually at a really good level for Claire. That's level 36. Dude, Gen 2 Vaporeon is so good. That is a crazy learn set for Gen 2. Okay, so Crystal Ice Cave. Kind of fun since we just did Silver. This one is like slightly updated and better looking. We got Shuckle coming in once again as the absolute goat of this run. So we've got Never Melt Ice for Vaporeon. Some PP up. Dude, Ice Cave has actually got some amazing little goodies. And that is gonna take us to Blackthorn City, which is actually home home of our next Pokemon. But first, we have a date with the move deleter. I will say, having a Pokemon that knows cut the entire game is really nice. And that's actually going to take us back to Goldenrod. A really small detail that I always forget is on the third floor, this girl right here, for beating the Rockets, she actually gives you TM11, which is Sunny Day. I feel like this is one of the more obscure TMs in the game, but we can give this to Meganium, which has Synthesis. It's also going to be good against Claire's Kingdra, so it'll pair well with Synthesis, but then it will also nerf Kingdra's Surf. Now, we've also got quite a few trainers down on Route 45. We've also got the Paralyzed Cure Berry at the bottom, which should be nice for Claire. Alrighty, guys, so with that, we have made it to Claire, hardest gym leader of Johto. I will always argue. So she is going to lead Dragonair. She's got 3, of course, and I am leading with Vaporeon. The plan here is just get out lots of damage fast, Aurora Beams, do as much work as you can before it can go down, basically. We just basically want the healthiest team possible before Kingdra. Now, remember, we picked up that Paralyzed Cure Berry, so that gives us 1 free Dragonair. So that's 1 down, healthy Vaporeon. Okay, so Dragonair number 2. I would expect the same thing. Yeah, okay. So, of course, now we get into kind of dicey territory, and this is the one with Thunderbolt. Fair enough. Vaporeon takes it well, though. Oh my god, it might even be a 5 kill. Okay, let's see. There we go. 2 down with Vaporeon is huge. Now, we still have enough to even take a Dragon Rage. So the goal here, the prayer, ooh, that might kill though. Beautiful. We'll go for the quick attack. Vaporeon. You dog! Cat! Animal. That's impressive. So we're donezo here. I'll go for the quick attack. It's to be expected. But Claire sends off a Hyper Beam because she saw a kill with multiple moves, so the AI always selects a random one. That's huge. And now we can go into Meganium. Let's just take a Body Slam and hope for paralysis. That would be the best case, I think. Fair enough, but Kingdra recharges. So I'm gonna go for another Body Slam. I would really like to just get a paralysis. Dang, okay. See, this is the OG Juan Kingdra, right? Like, rather than double teaming, it does Smokescreen, which isn't as bad, but can still be very tricky. And okay. So I'm pretty sure she's gonna heal. I'm just gonna swap to Electabuzz. Yep, there's the Hyper Potion. And let's go for a Thunder Punch. So at least neutral. Not bad. She is very insistent on her smoke screens. Ooh, okay, there's the miss and there's the Dragon Breath. Okay, can't be that much damage. Yeah. And there it is. Not bad at all. Wow, okay. I think that just goes to show again, not only how good our team is, but how well leveled we are with just 4 Pokemon. Okay, you're still not ready for the Pokemon League. I know, you should take the Dragon User Challenge. Behind this gym is the place called the Dragon's Den. There's a small shrine at its center. Go there. If you can prove that you've lost your lazy ideals, I will recognize you as a trainee worthy of a gym badge. Well, first of all, Claire, you're very stupid. But secondly, I gladly will go to the Dragon's Den. Okay, first of all, I love this fake out in the crystal version of the Dragon's Den. So hello to the Dragon Den Shrine people. I am impeccable in skill and spirits. Admit defeat and confer the badge. Here is the Rising Badge. The exciting thing, guys, that I know a lot of you have been sitting on this entire run. You're like, is he gonna do it? Yeah, we're gonna do it. Take this Dratini as proof that I have recognized your worth. So this is a very bad Pokemon. Everyone's saying, well, no, it's not. It's good. Like, when it becomes a Dragonair, it's really strong. And like, the thing about that is that people don't really understand in a playthrough what makes a good Pokemon, right? Because any Pokemon is good if you grind it up. What makes a good Pokemon for a playthrough is the efficiency with which it will help you beat the game. And this is not going to help us beat the game in an efficient manner. But we're here to have fun. I never get to use Dragonite because, again, it's just not worthwhile. But this thing comes knowing extreme speed, which is so cool. And because our run is going to red, we're actually gonna have major use of a Dragonite. Truth be told, I actually figured out our red strategy before even starting this recording, because it was the one thing I was like, man, if we're gonna do this run, I better figure out how I'm gonna beat red. And it is gonna all come down to the Dragonite. Now we need to head back to Goldenrod. Gotta sell our 3 nuggets. Actually, we've got a great amount of cash. Now, one thing that I had considered was obviously there are 3 Game Corner prize Pokemon here that are technically gifts. Abra is stupid, busted, not fun to run. Wobbuffet is just kind of weird. And it was just down to Cubone. But I ultimately thought that it was just gonna be too many characters all appearing at once we got to Goldenrod. I didn't like that for like a narrative flow of this video, so I just decided not to go with it. However, we do have enough to pick up one of the big moves, which I need to add. I hate that they just say TM25, TM1438. As a child, I have no way of knowing what these mean. I didn't have Bulbapedia in like 2001. Okay, so our options are Thunder, Blizzard, Fire Blast. Thunder is definitely out. Blizzard is really good for Lance, and Fire Blast is really good generally because it's more accurate. I really want Fire Blast, but for this point in the game, I think Blizzard is gonna come in more handy. And so it's between Vaporeon and Dratini. You know what? We may as well give Dratini something to do. So let's give it Blizzard. We're gonna head back to New Barktown, which actually my mom has been storing my money. Not enough for a Fire Blast, but while we're here, check it out. Feel like another super cool thing in this game is you can actually decorate your room. Anyway, there's the Master Ball. Can't use that, but it's all right. And ladies and gentlemen, we've made it to Kanto. So we've now got 2 routes to train up our Pokemon. And because we're about to start sinking XP into Dratini, it's not gonna be good for the team. You know what? I almost think I would feel better just like trying to push this team as far as I can, and then once we get all the way through, just grinding Dratini. It's just gonna like mentally feel better to watch our main members get to like at least, I don't know, 42. Now, we've also got TM22 on this route. People watching like 4 minutes ago will remember that we just got Sunny Day for Meganium. And guys, I really think that if we want Meganium to be good, it's gotta be this combo right here, right? Sunny Day with Synthesis and Solar Beam. We'll say farewell to Razor Leaf. Also going to give Meganium the PP up, I think. Okay, so speaking of grinding, that's gonna be Electabuzz to 40. We've got the rest of the team at 41, 42, and 37. Now, these are numbers that can definitely beat Lance, but the thing is, usually it would be like 6 Pokemon at this level. So I think I'm just gonna probably lean into giving the rest of the XP to Vaporeon. It's 43, 44, Earthquake, 45. Wow, and that's gonna make 46. Dude, Vaporeon grows fast in here because it's super effective against every single Pokemon. Haven't even been trying to grind it. Now, with that said, guys, we've got our rival fight, and this is not very hard. Yeah, man, like literally just don't even worry about it. There it is. That's it. Farewell, Typhlosion. Good to see you, buddy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to the Indigo Plateau, but we are not quite ready for the league because we need to put some levels into our Dratini. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be level 30, and that is going to be Dratini Evolved. So at the very least, we now have a Pokemon with stats good enough to hold its own in the league. So we have grinded the team to Electabuzz and Togetic 42, Meganium 45, Vaporeon still 46, and Dragonair up to 40, which was a stupid time sink. I feel good about the team though. Everyone here offers a lot of value, so we are going to send it and hope for the best. Mr. Squilliam is up first, and this lovely psychic user is going to lead with a flying type Xatu. Very nice for us, because this is exactly what Electabuzz has been looking for to flex his fists. Okay, now Jinx comes out, so we've got a battle of the babies, right? We said earlier Smoochum would have been the best Pokemon. We've got, oh, actually, okay, we're asleep, but yeah, a bite. Ooh, oh my God, a crit, okay. That is really bad. But a bite will at least finish it off. That's what being level 46 does for you. Okay, now Exeggutor. I think I'd be happier to swap to Togetic to eat a Psychic. Yeah, and then we can go for a Fly. That's... okay. Oof. Before we go down, I'm gonna hit a Charm. We're gonna swap to Dragonair. Okay, buddy. A Blizzard does it. Nice. So check out Dragonair's DVs. It has a 1 out of 15 in special attack, which is very tragic for this. However, it has 12 in attack, which is Dragonite's better stat. So it's not horrible. Now, from here, we're going to swap back to Electabuzz. And then we'll do a Light Screen if we can wake up. Nah, let's just... oh my gosh. Come on, buddy. There we go. That's going to be not enough. Let's hit the Light Screen. Thunder Punch. Curses. And there's the kill. Okay, now Xatu last. We've got a screen up. Dude, come on. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. That went pretty well. Okay, so Koga, I feel pretty good about. He's got the Ariados lead. Togetic has got to match up good into this. That's gonna be at least half, right? Okay. Giga Drain has got to be nothing. Nice. Let's go, Togetic. Okay, so Fortress comes out. Dude, electric types with fire coverage. Unmatched. That is my guy. Oh, and then Venomoth. That's another easy fire punch. I suppose I could have just fire punched Ariados too, now that I think of it. Okay, the Supersonic. I'm actually gonna like pre-swap into Vaporeon. Quick attack, beautiful. Now, I know that Muck is especially defensive. We just don't have our offensive hitter yet, right? Like it would be Dragonite and we would give it Earthquake. We're not there yet. So I just figured like go biggest damage. That worked. And beautiful, right? Because then with ice coverage, that sets us really good into Crobat. Aurora Beam's gonna be like... okay, Vaporeon. It's giving me hope for Lance. I think it's gonna come close, at least, to being able to one-shot Dragonites. Okay, Acid Armor. So that is +2 to Vaporeon's defense, which is its lower stat of like 60, 65. The Quick Attack is so nice because it's a bit slower, but this thing is already so bulky. I feel like Acid Armor has got to go crazy on Vaporeon. Anyway, that is Koga. Level 47 Vaporeon has me feeling good. Oh yeah, that fight went very well. All right, guys, so time for Bruno. So he leads Hitmontop, which doesn't have a lot to do, honestly. It really likes to dig, so I was thinking we go Meganium here. It is now midday in game, right? No longer morning. My thought is we go for the sunny day, which Synthesis works best like at midday. I know it has very high special defense, but like stab boosted, Miracle Seed boosted, 120 base power move has got to do a lot. Honestly, impressive. Honestly, Hitmontop is impressive. We'll give it to Weebra. And then... beautiful. Okay, so Hitmonchan comes out. I actually didn't want to go for a body slam there, but we'll take it. Maybe a para? Nice. Let's finish it off then. Hitmonchan, I think, also has high special defense. I think they all do, really. So, wow. Guys, is Meganium, like, crazy underrated? I don't know, man. Okay, Sunlight fades. Let's set it back up. Goes for the double kick. But Meganium is just an absolute bulkster. We'll go for the Synthesis. Look at that. Get the big heal in. Now, what does the Solar Beam do here? Whew. Okay, there's our Sunny Day. The Swagger. Okay. Sure, that's fine. Double kick. Oh, this does get tricky. This does get tricky. We need to hit a Synthesis here. Come on, Meganium. Nice. Now, look at this big heal. It's like 2/3, I think. Spicy. And then +2 attack. It's a body slam to take it down. Out comes Machamp. The sunlight fades. But we can just keep body slamming now. We also own speed, man. That's the thing you got. You can't sleep on Meganium's speed. It gets the para off, and he doesn't even go for a full restore or a heal. Machamp goes down. Oh my god, dude. Meganium! And then it's just down to Onyx. Here. Onyx. Okay, Rock Slide. Good play. Too bad you're an Onyx. Pathetic. Dude. Oh, Megadium is lethal, man. Okay, E4 number 3 down. Okay, so up next we've got the Umbreon. I hate Umbreon. Okay, Carrot. I shouldn't say I hate Umbreon. I hate it as an opponent. It's a sick design. Now, I'm going to expect a whole lot of sand attacks. This is why we've gone with this guy. So we'll Light Screen. Of course, it's a Confuse Ray. Goes for the mean look. All right, we can Swift and do absolutely no damage. Actually, I guess for now, we'll Thunder Punch until we start losing our accuracy. Yeah, just can't do anything against us. Come on, buddy. Nice. Okay, come on. Tragic. And that's especially tragic for the rest of this fight, but still okay. I'm gonna go Togetic. Crazy that Sand Attack hits me, but whatever. Anyway, that's Umbreon down. Okay, so Gengar comes out. It really can't do anything. Can Curse. Okay. With a Mud Slap. Still running Mud Slap, by the way. And I would expect a mean look, so let's Vaporeon. Ready for it? Oh, Spite. Okay. Big Lick, guys. Gotta watch out, okay? Morty's Gengar had Shadow Ball, but they couldn't afford it on Gengar with its like 50 base attack. Would have been too OP. There goes Gengar down. Now Vileplume. This does have Petal Dance, so let's go to Dragonair. Let's hit the Blizzard. Yeah. That has to be a crit. Okay. Nice job, Dragonair. Oh, Murkrow. We can hang with a Murkrow. We just gotta land a shot. Come on, Blizzard. Let's go, Blizzard. And it's enough to kill. And then out comes the Houndoom, which I don't feel great about. That's gotta kill. Probably should have just gone for an extreme speed, but I wasn't thinking too hard since we have a Vaporeon. Dude, the absolute treat that is running the Johto E4 with a water type. Oh, man. Oh, man. And it's about to get a whole lot nicer. This team is really good. This team has a few holes in it for sure, but broadly speaking, it is a cracked team. And hopefully it is cracked enough to beat Lance on our first try. So guys, I haven't told you this yet, but I have been sitting on some berry juice, okay? We are gonna give a berry juice to Vaporeon, who I probably should have gave Mystic Water, but I didn't get it. And we are gonna give another berry juice to, I guess, Dragonair. Now listen, guys, if you made it this far, you're clearly a fan of the channel. Please subscribe. You're watching this on your TV. You're like, it's too hard to subscribe. It's like 3 buttons. Just go click it, do it. We're going all the way to red, okay? So listen, this is not the end of the run, but man, I feel so good about this team. I know we can beat Lance. I have fought Lance probably over 100 times in my life. I know what the threshold for Lance is, and it is narrow. Anything below it, you get stomped. Anything above it, it's pretty smooth sailing. And at the very least, we have got one heck of a strong lead on Lance because this is a dead Gyarados. Okay, one Pokemon down. It is now a 5v5 because we don't really have a 6th Pokemon. Dragonite comes out. You wouldn't think this is the Thunder one, but because it's the first one in order, it still probably is. So I would expect a Hyper Beam here. This is the one that Vaporeon can't really deal with. Okay, you know what? Actually, let's make this a 6v5. Check this out. Hoping for a Hyper Beam. Okay. What if I Encore him? Okay, this is the Thunder one. Shuckle, thank you for your duty once again. We love you, buddy. So, now, ladies and gentlemen, this Dragonite only has Twister. I think we can survive a hit. Oh, we could definitely survive a Thunder. Oh, yeah. Now, let's see it, Dragonair. Show us. Okay, let's try that again. Let's see it, Dragonair. Uh-oh. 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 Come on. Come on, Dragonair. You did your best. Vaporeon, can you outspeed Dragonites? You cannot, which makes this fight way harder. Can you one-shot? Oh no. Oh, it's a speed tie. What the heck? This is Blizzard Dragonite. We just got a Aurora Beam. Now, it's a range. It's definitely a range. We hit the range. Let's go. This is huge too because we're gonna level up. Man, look at that special attack. It might make the difference, right? Dragonite number 3, Fire Blast and Outrage. Let's see it. Safeguard. What an absolute fumble. What have we got here, Vaporeon? The level up's probably not gonna be enough. Fair enough. He's gonna heal. I mean, we can re-roll this. We can roll the crit. The thing is, like, we have a lot of team members, but nothing on this team is prepared to deal. We hit the roll. That was low roll into high roll. Nothing on our team was prepared to deal with anything on this team. So this fight was basically down to, and still is down to, Vaporeon just dominating. Because what do we have to do with a Charizard? I guess Electabuzz? Although this fight, I think, is gonna look like it was a wash. It really came down to Lance missing a Thunder Wave and then throwing a Safeguard. I think we got this for Aerodactyl, right? Flinch is always a possibility, and especially Aerodactyl, man. Okay, Vaporeon is just so beefy. It's been a long time since I've seen an Aerodactyl Omni Boost. Let's see it. Half. Show me half. Vaporeon! The GOAT. Literally the GOAT. Dude, Vaporeon is so good in Gen 2. What the hell? Another Pokemon I have never used for a playthrough. Wow, and that's without Ice Beam. Ladies and gentlemen, that is champion. We are going to Kanto. We are fighting Red, and Dragonite is on the way. Let's take a moment to honor this honestly cracked team. Electabuzz. Insane Pokemon. Togetic, not great, but strong utility. Dragonair yet to reach its full potential. The hands down GOAT. Also bonkers good. And our boy Shuckle. All right, so now it is time for Kanto, but we've got some stuff to do first. We're taking all our money. We are heading back to the casino, baby. We are picking up TF38 Fire Blast. Togetic has been running off of 40 attack this entire run, and it's held up surprisingly well, honestly. But, like, this thing just needs a special attacking move. So I think Fire Blast is basically the only thing it learns that is fairly accurate and a strong special attacker. If we want to take a peek at its learn set, like, it learns Zap Cannon, it learns Solar Beam, but Fire Blast for 120, 85 accuracy, that's really nice. And then I guess we could think about Psychic maybe. But yeah, Fire Blast is kind of huge for it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you may be surprised to hear we actually have another Pokemon to pick up. Deep in the very back of Mount Mortar, we have the Karate King from Kanto, right? He's got his Hitmonlee, he's got his Hitmonchan, but when you beat this dude, okay, this is so stupid, right? This is so ridiculous. He gives you a Tyro, a level 10 Tyroke. The earliest you could get this is right after beating Claire. Dude, that is insanity. Like, for a playthrough, it is so bad. Of course, once this guy hits level 20 and his attack and special attack are the same, I think. Is that how it works? Did I do this right? Oh God, I hope it's not attack and defense. Okay, if the attack and defense are equal, which they are, you'll of course evolve your Tyroke into Hitmontop, which I'm doing this for our editor of the main channel, Weebra. It's her favorite Pokemon, I think. I've always just clowned on it for like every single playthrough I do. I just wanted to pick it up for the culture. Now let's take a quick look at the learn set, because this is why I refuse to use it, okay? Rolling Kick, a 60 base power move with 85% accuracy, right? You're thinking, okay, that's a pretty good starting move. And then you look at the rest of its learn set, and it doesn't get another like real damaging move until 49 at Triple Kick. In Gen 2, Triple Kick starts with a base power of 10, and for every consecutive hit, that power is multiplied. So your first hit does 10, then the second hit does 20, the third hit does 30, for a combined total of 60 base power. Wait a second, that's the same as Rolling Kick. It gets worse, because there is a 33% chance of each outcome happening. So very often, you are actually doing half the damage of Rolling Kick for only 5% more accuracy, and you have to wait till level 49 to get it. Doesn't learn Dynamic Punch. Its only fighting TM is Rock Smash. They did a horrific job of designing Hitmontop, and I just wanted to take a quick moment to highlight that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Kanto. All right, guys, new region, new sweater, brand new me. This is a rare moment in my not black t-shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, we have made it to Kanto. Now, ladies and gentlemen, check this out. Level 47 for Electabuzz. The man is learning Thunderbolts, about to show us why he is the actual GOAT of electric types in Pokemon Crystal. I'm pretty sure we can't go this way, right? No, you got to take the long way to Brock. Oh, guys, that's our first level 50. Just kind of exciting. I gotta go south from Palatown, but how do I get to Palatown? Is it possible to beat Brock as the first gym leader? All right, we don't need to go to Lavender Town. Who needs that, right? There's nothing in Lavender Town we could possibly want. Look, man, for a self-proclaimed Gen 2 expert, I obviously forget what I'm doing at times. Hi, Snorlax. So now we make it to Route 2, and then here is Pewter City. Okay, so guys, we're a budding new Pokemon trainer who just made it to the region of Kanto, and we are going to solo Brock with a Meganium. All right, guys, so check this out. The dude leads with a Graveler. Man, like, oh, we'll hit the sunny day, and it's Solar Beam. Brock doesn't even get battle animations. Oh, crit Solar Beam. That is our third 4 times super effective move in a row. Oh, look, an Onix. Just to give you an idea, you've got 120 power, stab is 180. The 10% boost makes that 198, and then with the 4 times super effective, every single one of these moves is doing like 800 base power. Oh, he protects on me. Oh, what a guy. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first badge. Now, badge number 2, it's time for Misty, because we're doing this in snappy order, okay? We're doing Kanto fast this run. Oh, take that music in, though. It does slap, doesn't it? Okay, 42 Golduck, that's not bad. I mean, it's no 48 Electabuzz with Thunderbolt. Oh, she does have the tricky Quagsire, respect. Unfortunately. Okay, then the Lapras for the grass type. This is actually a very well-built team because each Pokemon you fight, she then leads into something that is then super effective against you. And if you're not a little baby boy that plays on Switch mode, sorry to all the little baby boys. Why am I gatekeeping a 30-year-old game? Sorry. But yeah, you know, it does make it a little more tricky. Starmie, okay. What a beautiful specimen that is. Starmie has good special defense too, but it doesn't have the bulk. Guys, she needed a Mega Starmie. Badge number 2. Now, something we didn't do in the last run that I think is kind of cool is the Mount Moon fight. So basically, this is kind of Silver getting his redemption arc, realizing like he needs to treat his Pokemon with respect and stuff. We'll see how it goes. Level 41, that's tough. But it still is some much needed experience for Dragonair. Oof. Okay, Dragonair, let's try an extreme speed. Oh yeah. Nice. So this fight, he still does not have the Crobat. That's Dragon's Den or... No, that's the E4 rematch. Okay, Blizzard. Okay, Surf. Now, what's so cool, right, is he actually has a friend because he has a Gengar. Okay, Togetic hasn't really had a chance to shine. Wait, did it just double curse? Okay, well, anyway. Togetic with the Fire Blast, let's go. He's got the Alakazam here, too. Dragonair with the extreme speed to finish off the Zam, let's go. See, the thing with Kanto is you need to have a Pokemon you're still training in order for it to be fun. I think that's the biggest thing. The side trainers here have been boring. The first 2 gyms were fine, but I'm having a pretty fun time now. Also, yes, I did heal my Dragonair because this is not a major fight and I could win it. I just want to give levels to Dragonair. Anyway, it still wasn't enough. You won. Fair. Look at this guy. I admit it, but this isn't the end. I'm going to be the greatest Pokemon trainer ever because these guys are behind. Yo, let's go, Silver. Listen, Smith. One of these days, I'm going to prove how good I am by beating you. It hits, man. Gym number 3 is, of course, Lieutenant Surge. I'm liking this Dragonair training arc, but we won't use items for this battle. Let's see. Oh, Thunder. Okay. Oh, okay. That's pretty awful for it, but let's try an extreme speed. Okay, we hit 2? We can! All right, Dragonair. See, the tricky thing is I actually don't have a Pokemon that knows Earthquake, and I just realized that Dragonite doesn't even learn Earthquake. That's a real thing. There's no way Dragonair hits a 4th, so we gotta swap back. Dude has just hit 3 Zap Cannons in a row now. Oh my god. Is Lieutenant Surge only hindered by ground moves? Because I'm seeing a good strategy here. Like, Zap Cannon with double team is crazy. Another one of these guys. Oh my gosh, dude. Everything about this fight is just like, okay. But everything is hitting. That can't be it, right? Okay. All right, big Hitmon top. So, again, guys, don't have an actual fighting move, but I guess we'll go for a counter. Oh, okay, that's too bad. He didn't attack me, so counter doesn't work. Maybe this turn he'll hit me. Oh, Thunder, awesome. Unfortunately, counter doesn't work. Well, why don't we, we'll hit it with a Rock Smash. Yeah, Hitmon top. Oh, wow. All right. Strength is probably its best move. That's, hours of grinding for, half a health bar. All right, let's see a Dragonair. Oh, do we go for another one? Look, this has been the this has been the battle where every move hits, so I'm not even surprised. All right, Dragonair, well done. You are on a beautiful arc right now. Okay, now quick little detour. Almost forgot about the leftovers. Give that to Dragonair. Alrighty, Gym 4. We'll start things off with the Blizzard. All right. Next Blizzard's gonna miss, so we gotta go for an extreme speed. Just trust. And just 2's all we need. Victory Bell, big spicy boy. I think this Blizzard's gonna land. And sometimes it is like that. Can't remember if Blizzard interacts with Sunny Day in this game, so we'll just go for more extreme speeds. Big 50 for the Dragon. That's just 5 levels away, guys. Okay, Blossom. Well, Dragonair, if you had more PP, you would have done it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be badge number 4. She gives us Giga Drain, which I'd love to put on Meganium, but the set is just too strong. Okay, number 5, Janine. This girl has like the same level cap as Jasmine, so wouldn't worry too much. I think Crobat is her highest level Pokemon. 36 Weezing. 36 Weezing. Level 33. Aurora Borealis. Oh, never mind, guys. I'm sorry. Level 39 cap. My mistake. Okay, so I'm getting a little tired of not having enough PP. I believe we have a hidden PP here. That's our other one. We're gonna bump extreme speed up to 8. Now it is time for Sabrina. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I really shouldn't be hyping Sabrina up that hard, but we'll see. Can Espeon take a hit? It can actually take a crit. Gets the speed. Watch this. Whoa. Okay. Never mind. Sabrina's got it. The Mime sets the Reflect. Very smart. Let's go for a Blizzard and hope for the best. Yup. Now the Zam. Despite the Reflect, I gotta go extreme speed. It's gonna be not a lot. Okay. GG's. We will swap. First time we've used anything else for quite a while. We'll swap Vaporeon. Ouch. Yeah, Sabrina's got it, man. Woo. But so does Vaporeon. There we go. I feel the heat starting to come back a little bit, It's like, okay, we're getting there. Now, what is up, Pallet Town? Gonna be Dragonair to 54. Hello, Sir Blue. Once champion, only for a short time. That meddling red did him in. I do want to challenge you, but I've got a certain fireman that needs a stomping. So yeah, I will see you real soon, pal. Badge number 7. Oh, every time, man. I love Blaine. He's so cool. Right, so leads with the Magcargo. Never before seen Pokemon. Fortunately, we know Surf. There's the level. Now the Magmar, 45. It's weird that Sabrina is higher level than Blaine. That is a perplexing one. Anyway, the Rapidash. Will a Surf do it? Probably not. All right, GG. Blaine makes a stand. Oh, and it's a crit. Sorry, buddy. Thanks for trying. Nice job. But in that epic match, Charizard versus Magmar level intensity, we see Dragonair hit level 55. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be just in time for our final gym leader, Blue. Nice. It's been a while since I've had a Dragonite in Gen 2. And we're gonna learn Quick Attack, which is only 60 base power, totally outclassed by Fly. So I think it's just gonna be a big no. Now, Fly, on the other hand, pairs really well with Leftovers, right? Gives you a second turn of healing. So I think we'll just get rid of Thunder Wave. It's just not really meant to be a status guy. Now we can fly around. Oh, look at that, man. We have our final gym leader, Blue. Serious fight here. So I'm pretty sure he leads Pidgeot. So we're gonna go Electabuzz. We are still very much investing in Dragonite though. So we are gonna give it the EXP share. Gonna give Meganium the Leftovers. Togetic can take a Berry Juice. And ladies and gentlemen, badge number 16. Ready for the most banger line in this whole game? Ready, Johto champ? Bro, I love Blue. Okay, Mr. the homie. There it is, Pidgeot lead. From 45-46 lead to 56. The man is not playing around. Thunderbolt is probably not gonna kill. Okay, Electabuzz. I guess the thing is we didn't come to play around either. Now, right on. That's gonna be an Earthquake. So we'll swap. Ooh, the Dragonite. Look at the man. Gonna avoid that. And then we can hit a Surf. Now, comes the Gyarados. I guess that's just back to Electabuzz. Rain Dance, all right, fair enough. Unfortunately, you don't outspeed me. Okay, now the Zam. Dude, you know what? It's back to Dragonite. Okay, Reflect. Now, I'm actually gonna go for a Fly. He does outspeed, damn. That makes sense. Now, that makes sense. So we'll Fly to let the Reflect hopefully chip away, let the rain go away. You hit the Fly. Wow. Alakazam has the highest special attack of any non-legendary in the game at 130. Dragonite, actually, coolly enough, has the highest physical attack at 134. Actually tied with Tyranitar, but yeah, kind of a fun little matchup there, actually. Unfortunately, Alakazam is way more frail than Dragonite. And there is the Arcanine, big level 58. Dude, I gotta say, guys, compared to the last Johto run, the Johto with only Johto Pokemon, it is insane to be running a team this good. Now, Reflect is gonna fade, so, okay. Actually, I think his extreme speed would outspeed our extreme speed. We'll go for it. Yeah, Arcanine gets it off. All right, GG Blue does take out the Dragonite. Unfortunately, oh my God, this thing's lethal, but we just have a really good squad. However, Blue, I must always pay my respects. GG's. Oh wait, he still has an Executor. Okay, we're probably dead here. Hit the Aurora Beam. Aurora Borealis, localized in this gym.
Yes.
Oh, and it's a Solar Beam. That's tragic. All right, well, as I said, GG's Blue. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you're probably wondering still, how is a team of this going to beat Red? Well, it should be obvious, guys. I've got a rare candy from the ruins of Mount Cinnabar Volcano. So it's actually level 56. So guys, I promised you a very cool strategy for this fight. The first part of it was waiting until night, where we're gonna head to Celadon City. We're gonna go into the Pokemon Mansion, and in this building up here, believe only at night, this guy tells you a very spooky story. So while riding home at night on his bike, the bike suddenly slowed. The pedals became heavy, and when he stopped pedaling, the bike began slipping backwards. It was as if a bike were cursed and trying to drag him into oblivion. Shriek! The boy had been riding uphill on Cycling Road. Now, this guy gives you TMO3, which a lot of people sleep on. People don't realize how good this move can be. That is part one. The next thing we're gonna do, we've never actually fought Silver's final fight on this channel before. It's been a long time for me, So I thought this would be a nice little training session. Also, Silver gets boss music for this one, so that's cool. Okay, he leads. Oh, Silver. That's not boss level. Yeah, okay, Sneasel down. Magneton is also level 45, 48, but he has the Crobat. And that's what we came for. Crobat is dead. Alakazam is dead. And despite being poisoned and cursed, it doesn't matter because we're one-shotting. And the level 50. Dude, level 50 Typhlosion, that doesn't make sense. Lance is level 50. I guess he's on par to probably beat Lance, and he probably could, but that's so stupid. All right, Silver. Still respect you, though. It is time for the final climb. What's up, Red? Ladies and gentlemen, final team. Let's do this. Final fight of the game. I'll say it again. Please subscribe. I say it like this is the end. We'll see. Okay, so we've been sitting on Earthquake, but Ganium's the only thing that learns it. So, I mean, it is still a Pikachu, so it probably is more like level 60 Raichu. The Charm sucks. Wow, we still do half. That's crazy. Okay, we can definitely tank a Thunder. Meganium is a goat after all. There we go. We rip the Earthquake. That is Pikachu out of the way. Oh no, this is not what I had planned for. Oh, okay. I thought it was going to be Charizard for sure. There goes the plan. Oh, that's very weird because he doesn't have anything super effective against this. So let's just body slam, I guess. Okay, we are going off the rails for this one. It's not a lot of damage, but we just want to get a thing off. You know what I'm saying? Ouch. Yeah, we just want to get a paralysis. Come on. Come on. Grass starter v starter. Let's show him who's boss. Okay, fair enough. Oh, we live. Okay. It's gotta land this time. Yes. Okay. 5th time's the charm. Okay, so that was its 3rd solar beam off. Ladies and gentlemen, you remember the whole curse thing we just did? Well, Curse on a regular Pokemon raises its attack and defense by 1 stage, but critically lowers its speed, making it not always a great move. So we are going to +1. Venusaur, actually, amazingly for us, this is better, is going to Solar Beam. We can then Curse 2. Venusaur's paralyzed. We can then Curse 3. Venusaur can go for Synthesis all it wants, because the big thing is that we 4 times resist grass moves. I wasn't prepared for this to go this way. I was expecting to deal with Charizard, but this is actually better, right? He can't do anything against us while we Curse 5, paralyzed, and Curse 6. So oh, he gets it off. All right. As you see, not doing much. Let's see how Champion Red deals with a +6 defense, +6 attack Dragonite. We fly up, we heal, Venusaur is fully paralyzed, and we hit the fly. Okay, now I'm nervous. But there is the first hit. The critical moment is right here. The strongest Pokemon of the generation, +6, versus one of the bulkier Pokemon in the game. No blizzards today, ladies and gentlemen. Now, out comes Espeon. And of course, guys, we have extreme speed, which means it doesn't matter how low our speed is. Let's see it, Dragonite. Ha. So bulky, dude. Oh my God. Slowest bar. Slowest, come on. That is my dog. And now, of course, the Charizard would have been a huge problem, easily outspeeding Dragonite, but we don't have to worry about that because this is the extreme speed Dratini. And ladies and gentlemen, I know it might not be quite as cool as the Berserk Gene rollout, but there's only so many cool ways you can beat Red, and I think that was still pretty damn good. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Pokemon Crystal without catching anything. I don't know if we'll have another video this year, so if not, have a great holidays. If we see you in December, we see you in December. And here's a video that YouTube's recommending.